for this one.
We're going to phone a friend or phone a stranger because you guys need help. So if you don't recall, Family Feud, this is where a lot of our memes go blow up on social media, where you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and of course Facebook, where we are going to be streaming live. But some of these memes go nuts, and then people comment, and typically they comment what, Scungy?
Oh, they comment. Oh God, they're terrible. Some of the things that they comment. The
The
obvious.
worst puns you can
Yes,
imaginably think of.
obvious.
The
most
obvious.
obvious.
My
Sometimes
fa-
they will repeat the picture.
Yeah, that way they said, what was it? Donkey. It was
Donkey. And, yeah, and they just put
donkey.
donkey.
And it's like,
Donkey. So we'll do that tonight. But I got two guests for you guys tonight, too. And like it's really kind of strange. Like we have a bunch of aliens in the news today. So Kent Heckenlively, New York Times bestselling author, he's got a new book out called Catastrophic Disclosure.
Huh.
So he is actually New York Times bestselling author. He typically deals with politics and he does a lot of historical stuff. So he's also a congressional watchdog.
And of
Well,
all the things aliens.
yeah.
but what happened in congressional hearings about a year or so ago? Remember the guy got up there and said aliens are real?
Oh yeah.
I've seen the bodies, I've seen the ships.
Is
We're
this guy?
in a tech war with China and Russia.
Yeah.
Sent up red flags on you boys. So he's
Oh
all
boy.
like, well, uh, I am a journalist and I'm thinking something's not right here. And the biggest red flag was the guy was talking about not just how he saw these things, but all these things are being funded without congressional oversight. And therein is the rub because there's no oversight.
There's
But
no, yeah. There's,
the Department of Defense said, yeah, go ahead and tell them. So, yeah, right. But at the end of it, the caveat was, this is my opinion based on the interviews I conducted. I'm like, all
Oh,
right.
then everything's okay. It's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
yeah.
Yeah,
then,
right.
then the
Yeah.
bull bleepometer started going off. So we'll talk with Ken Heckenlively. And hour two, we got Dan Farah. He produced Ready Player One
Oh wow.
with
Really?
Steven Spielberg, et cetera, et cetera.
So the movie he didn't like. He had nothing to do with the book. Just the
No. The book was one dude, the author.
yeah.
The movie was Steven Spielberg, and then he took the book and
Pretty good adaptation, if I don't say so myself.
but you do say so by yourself
All
because
right.
it was a
Well,
terrible
to
adaptation.
be fair, Scungy, you always bite at all of the cameos in movies. It was a cameo fest. I'll
It
give
was
that
a
much.
cameo
It was
fest.
if you
He's
wanted a
like,
cameo
oh,
fest, or if you
Easter egg.
wanted,
Hey, look, they had Mario version
remember? Do you
2.3.
remember,
Look,
Barry?
Where
I
he
remember.
had a red shirt, not a white
if
shirt.
that'll get you enough dopamine
Dork.
through that movie, then you know what? Whatever floats your boat, man.
So his new movie is called Age of Disclosure. It is out now. It's streaming on Prime for all of us plebes. But he had a big showing in New York, L.A., and D.C.
Oh wow.
Now this is another one where basically he's saying we are at war with Russia and China fighting over alien technology. All
Ah.
right, so here's the deal. I want to believe, but these guys are full of it. I was so hard pressed to try to be nice to this guy. I was a pro during this interview because I started getting to the end. I'm like, well, what about David Grush? He got up there and basically said it was just his opinion. He's like, well, Marco Rubio. I'm like, yeah, politician said I'm going to look into these things. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
That,
I
so-
feel so much better now
So you were
that
grilling him.
politicians are going to look into this alien threat.
So,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, did any of these guys happen to learn this information after a bottle of moonshine?
They all learned it, and this was his. So he was really good. Like I would not want to debate the guy because he would probably run circles around my butt. But his whole idea, the premise of the movie, is that all of these people, if they come up by themselves, they get eviscerated by the media and the public or whomever.
Mm.
There's hit jobs on them, all this jazz. But what if you all said the same thing at different times in different places, and I make one giant movie out of it? Oh, so that somehow makes it
Oh.
better. They all feel better about coming out because they all
Yeah.
come out and say the same thing at the same time. But all the politicians are like, yeah, there's no congressional oversight. We should look into this. Not like, hey, there's aliens in them there hills. We alert the media. Oh my God, they've got phasers. We're all gonna
No, it's like, hey, yeah, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. So those are gonna be our guests tonight. Before we go to our first break, let's hit a couple of top topics, or at least something that's sticking out to you, Scungy. What's jumping out at you? You were talking about me something about Christopher Nolan.
For Christopher Nolan. So apparently, he's going to be directing the brand new Odyssey film coming out
Right.
next year with Matt Damon. Now,
Matt
Matt
Damon. Said it
Damon,
wrong. You got to say it right.
Matt
Said
Damon.
it wrong.
But I am such a huge fan of Greek mythology. But Christopher Nolan is known for not liking anything magical or alien or anything. In fact, he quit doing Batman movies because his Batman does not exist in a world with magic.
No
He's a
magic.
comic book character. So how is this guy going to make a movie about mythology, about monsters? And
So what was his response then? Did he
he
say
said
he's
it's going to
gonna
be. He said it's going to be a much
cardboard?
more
It's gonna be cardboard
grounded.
cutouts.
His exact words: "It's going to be a lot more grounded in the natural because these myths come out from people's stories and trying to
Oh.
explain the natural world. Thunder and lightning. That's
A
Zeus.
little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning.
And so he's going to try to do it that way. So I'm like, look, if I don't see a giant cyclops in this movie, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, and this movie better be good because I'll have another fun fact about the Odyssey.
Oh, what?
So it's coming out around the same time as the new Spider-Man film, right? So
Yes.
because of this, the new Spider-Man film will not have an IMAX screening because Christopher Nolan in IMAX, they're tight like that.
Yeah.
He has basically rented out every single IMAX theater for only his movie. So you will
So-
not see Spider-Man on IMAX. You will not see any other movie that's coming out that month in IMAX
You mean
because of
Spider-Man
Batman.
Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I'm talking about the new live action one with Tom Holland.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you're
So-
telling me basically the Cyclops is going to be like a 6'7" guy that got stabbed in the eye.
Yes,
That's going to be Cyclops.
That's
He's gonna be
probably-
missing an eye, but he'll be sort of deformed. So
Yeah.
his one eye will be sort of like in the middle of his head.
but not completely in the middle. 'cause That's
not- yeah.
fantastical.
Oh yeah, that's
And
fantastic.
basically it'll be a couple of guys from Crete, a couple of Cretians, a couple of Cretans
Cretan.
running around with spray painted gold fur, like I'm the golden fleece, I'm the random. So it'll be like that. It'll be like what is that Penn and Teller? Fool me if
Fool
you
us.
can.
Oh, yeah,
So,
fool us,
so
yeah.
it's all going to be practical magic effects by a couple of Cretans that are Cretans that are
Pay no attention to the
around
men behind the
Mediterranean
curtain.
Sea. They've just been following Homer, going, "Hey, get this. Let's get this Homer guy again. He's an idiot.
He believe anything you put in
Believe
front of him.
anything. Here, sharpness and whatever it is. Here's a whirlpool. Just spin your boat really fast. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
It's just an octopus. It's not a natural monster.
Right. Okay, so look, when we come back, we'll get into top nerd news because there's a lot of stuff. The new Moana trailer dropped. It wasn't even a
yeah,
trailer.
live
It was a
action.
teaser. Uh, it is live action, and it's got 182 million views in its first day.
Whoa.
Wow.
180. If only we had those numbers. If
No.
only.
No.
If only. So, all right. So when we come back, we'll jump into all that. Look, we are live here at Game On Social Hub out here in Kenner. We are here till 9 o'clock, and we've
9
got
o'clock.
Dean. Where's the picture? Okay, Dean is on his phone. You got one job, kid. Who's standing
That's
over
your
here?
son.
Man the pitcher, because we got free prizes from Go 4 Games. We got gift cards from Go 4 Games. We've got Pokemon cards and other memorabilia. What do you call it, Scudgy?
Like
You're not helpful. Come on,
two
talk.
kicks and packs from Pokenola,
Ah!
and we have game cards, arcade cards from right here at Game On Social Hub.
There you go. All right. So when we come back, we'll do all that and more. Let's see if we can get some music today. Let's see what happens here. Nothing is happening here.
No,
All right.
I mean,
So when we
Whatever happens, man.
when we come back, we'll do all that.
The wonders of live radio.
Yeah,
ladies and
sorry,
gentlemen.
live from Game On Social Hub. Hey, Louisiana sports fans, heads up. Right now, lawmakers in Baton Rouge are running a trick play. They're trying to push through a tax hike that hits sports fans and local businesses. That's right, they want to make sports betting more expensive for you and your fellow sports fans. So time out. Tell your representatives no to a tax hike on Louisiana sports fans. Visit betonla.org. Paid for by the Sports Betting Alliance.
Gumbo Nation, you did it again. Thank you. 10 plus years on air, Mortgage Gumbo Dadcam has grown because of your trust in me as your local preferred lender with all your home loan needs. My recent recognition as a national top lender is awesome, but being your local lender is what matters to me and why I'm so thankful. I promise to continue to earn your trust in making your needs my priority. Visit mortgagegumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
If you've been listening to Winning at Life for a while now, you probably already know that estate planning is more than just a will. You may need a trust. You definitely need both of your powers of attorney. So what's your plan? Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard, an estate planning attorney, offices in Metairie. Listen, don't leave your loved ones in a bind. Call me, and we'll make you a plan or update your existing plan. Find me at wjblanchardlaw.com.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the OSAA, are the 99,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Oregon. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Hey, this is Jason Douglas. Actually, this is Beerus the Destroyer, and you're listening to The Weekend Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
DJ
and
Scungy.
And we are live here at Game On Social Hub out here in Kenner. And look, if you haven't gotten a ticket, get over here now. Get yourself into this free raffle for free stuff. Christmas is a month away.
Yes,
a
absolutely.
Month away.
It's only a month away. So
save yourself some money and get some free gifts and pretend that you got them.
Exactly.
Just like most parents do. Okay?
Santa brought it.
Exactly. Just say Santa gave it to you. But we got some gifts from Pokinola.
Yes, we do.
Pokinola. It's got some Pokemon cards. And then Go For Games. Has given us some game cards. And what? Scotty, they got some specials you wanted to talk about?
So right now, I'll let you know. So tomorrow, Mac at Go For Games is going to have his Black Friday deals coming up. He said he's going to have up to 75% off select items in his store for Black Friday. And then right 75%? Right here at Game On Black Friday, that's this coming Friday, if you sit there, you have a buy one, get one free on all arcade cards. So if you spend $100 in arcade cards, you get $100 for free.
Whoa.
Whatever you buy on Black Friday, whatever you buy in an arcade game card, you get the equal amount free. Double it. Here, right here. Yes, so you can really get that gambling addiction.
Well, I tell you what, that is a solid,
that's a sweet deal.
Yeah, that is
unbelievable. And look, all three of these great sponsors are family owned and operated. Yes. They're local. They're our people. So your money stays here.
Yeah.
So spend your money here locally with a family run business. So just do it. What's wrong with you?
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
But first, let's do this. And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now your top nerd news story. All right, what's topping us off? Moana? You want to start off with
Moana. Let's do
Moana?
Moana, yeah.
All right, so look, uh, I love Moana.
Oh, it's
We know
fantastic.
this.
I
This is
like
yeah.
Moana, and so I am not a big fan of the whole live action reboot stuff. Like I I I like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, even after he slapped Chris Rock. I was like,
Yeah.
poor dude. I felt a little bad for him. But
Aladdin wasn't good.
Aladdin was a train wreck,
Yes.
and I loved Aladdin. I
Yeah,
mean,
oh yeah,
you know,
Aladdin,
Oh.
the original Aladdin is fantastic.
so I mean, he had big shoes to fill coming in after Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But the live action version was just not it.
No.
That it was just a bad movie. I just refused to see Mufasa and any of the other live actions. Now,
That's
Beauty
not
and
a
the
live
Beast
action.
wasn't terrible. Beauty and the Beast wasn't terrible.
If
but
you're
it
gonna
sure as
run
hell
through
wasn't
all these,
great.
we're eventually gonna get to Snow White. I'm just letting you know this. If you're
Yeah,
running through all of them.
well,
what you're doing here?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But so what I'm saying is, even every now and again, a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yes.
So maybe the Moana movie will be good.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
at least they've got, from what I understand, I mean, The Rock is back in it. You
Yes.
still got Lin-Manuel Miranda doing the music.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
the same thing, but they're adding
Right.
new stuff to it.
That does ease my worries because some of the other stuff that's come out from Disney, the live action remakes, the original creators didn't have anything to do with
But
them. Like the
that's-
recent Lilo and Stitch, that's why it didn't perform as well as I think it should have.
That's why I'm flabbergasted. I don't understand this.
Flabbergasted.
I am
Wow,
because
nice vocab.
Moana is not old. It's
Yeah.
It's what 10, 12 years old.
Disney is broke, man.
But I mean,
Disney
like,
is broke.
I
How
thought they
many
would have gone
movies have
back
been
further.
flops lately?
Oh God, yeah.
They are hemorrhaging cash,
Yeah.
so they need a quick fix. So
This
you
is not it.
well, 182 million people who watched the trailer beg to differ, Scungy. Just saying.
How many of them are actually going to go to the theater to see it and not wait for it on Disney Plus?
Well, that is a solid question, but I mean, look, I've been telling people to go back to the movies. I've matched action with word. I went and saw Running Man. I went and saw Predator. And so like I didn't get around to Nuremberg this week because I just got jammed up. But what else is out this week? There's something else came
Wicked
out.
came out.
Oh yeah, Wicked too.
Something
Yeah.
else though. I don't care about Wicked. I don't care about Wicked.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Y'all are so freaking useless. Both of you staring at me with big giant.
Well, because I haven't seen anything in
saucers
theaters.
for-
The only thing that
haven't
I
seen
know about is
anything.
Wicked too.
Only see.
Yes, we are your source for geek and pop culture that don't even know what movies are in the theaters. Way to go! Yeah, y'all are selling it for me,
Yes,
guys.
If you can name me the other movie besides from Wicked, I'll hand you $5.
Let's see. That's why I asked you guys.
Yes, okay, so
you know,
how
So
we
wait, so how are
worse
we any
than
different
you?
than you exactly?
because there's three of us. Somebody's got to do their job.
And
We're busy working over
we
here.
both have the same answer. You didn't even have Wicked,
All right,
man.
so
Ah,
new live action. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is in the works. Another
Yeah.
Same universe.
live.
Michael Bay.
I don't know.
no.
Please no.
So I read about this. I'm a little.
You read about it.
I did.
Did you see what movies were in the news?
No.
No, okay.
So apparently, and my show notes are not working. It's not let me pull up anything. So
Oh God.
But
He's like, I read the article, but I
it's
don't know what
kind
it
of
is."
a reboot universe, is what they said. So, but with this makes me a little
Didn't
upset.
they reboot with the cartoon one though?
Yeah,
That one's
they're
still
doing.
going though. I think.
but-
I think they're still like.
Now You See Me is out. Actually, I do want to see Now You See Me.
I'm a little upset because apparently this is going to put the kibosh on the Last Ronin.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
What?
the
Yeah,
last Ronin.
the Last Ronin movie.
What?
So, all right, if you don't know what the Last Ronin is, there's a comic book series that was made about how
with Mikey being
Mikey
the last one.
Ronin
Yeah.
and like just goes on a killing spree and just trying to avenge all of his
He's
brothers.
trying to die.
Yeah,
He's
he's
trying
trying
to
to
get himself killed.
Well, they're going to make a movie of it.
okay.
Now they're not because of this.
Oh, well, that's a bad decision.
And I
That's a-
think
that's a- that
everybody
is a
agrees
very
with
I
you.
think,
poor
yeah,
Everybody
decision.
agrees with
That
you.
is one of the best comics I've read in a long,
And
long time.
I just don't understand how they will achieve this in 2025 or 20 whenever it comes out because modern day live action Ninja Turtles just have not been good. And just
No.
Michael
with how-
Bay.
You know, and
exactly, but
they've tried it so many times, and I guess because they made a couple of bucks in the first one, they made a second one.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
But I mean, Mutant Mayhem was
that was a
beyond
genuinely good
awesome.
movie. But like
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
besides from the IP, people went to go see that movie for the movie, and that's what
Yeah,
matters.
You know,
Yeah.
and so as far as the Last Ronin, or let me go see some rehashed Turtles. Look, here's the thing. Like, I really want to run a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game because, like
Didn't you
that.
buy the book for it?
Yeah, I've got it, but dude, Savage Worlds, you can do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a tabletop game. But the problem is just that, like, it's you know, everything that's out there is just the same rehashed, reheated stuff. It's like, okay, here's it's been 10 years. Let's put another one out. The people that really enjoy the Mutant Mayhem, it did a cartoon run for like what, 2 seasons, I
I
think,
think
and
so, yeah.
they did like 2 seasons. They just pulled the plug on it. That's why I remember. They just pulled the plug on that. But that was really kind of bringing in a younger little group. But that had more of a weird, wild thing where you had all kinds of mutants.
Yeah. It was
It
very different. It separated
what the
itself.
screw up that they have every single time with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is they don't talk about the wider world that's out there. It's
It's
just
just the
always
four
just
turtles
New
and
York,
Shredders.
the four turtle versus the Foot, and that's it. There's no other talk about the Krangs. There's no other
Dimension
talk
X.
about the mutagen and how it mutated other stuff. You
Hondo
might get
Gecko.
Bebop and right Rock Steady or whatever, but other than that, you're not getting the people that need to be. I mean, because there's an entire universe out there. Now, some of the stuff was just BS they used for toys,
Yeah.
but like Tim Laddie, or comic
Yeah.
book artist Tim Laddie, like th- there was a free comic book day where there's like a slums that is filled with nothing but mutants, and so you've got wolves and dogs and cats and all these things that either used to be human or used to be cats, and now they're human and like they need jobs or they need food, and so it's this weird, cool little question, raises like these moral questions. So then it's actually worth reading because then it's just like, oh man, just because dude looks like a dog.
Yeah.
So think about it. What makes a rat and a squirrel different? The fluffy little tail.
Yes.
So okay, so there's a difference right there. So if you see
Yeah.
a giant rat walks in, we're getting out. But if a giant squirrel walks in, we're gonna be like, oh. So you know what? I'm just saying there's more to it than just four turtles that really like pizza.
And
Yeah,
I'm
they-
tired of it.
That's why I think I loved the Nickelodeon show as a kid. Remember that show?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one with
they
there was
had-
the 3D animation. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a genuinely good, valid adaptation of the Turtles, I believe. And after the new one, like what's it called? The
Mutant
Mutant
Mayhem.
yeah, Mutant Mayhem. They pulled the plug on that, sadly. But I feel like both could exist at the same time because how different they are.
it is such a rich IP that, I mean, all they keep doing is just like you said, they just keep rehashing it over and
Yep.
over and over again, man. It sucks.
All right, so look, we are live here at Game On Social Hub. I am losing my voice drinking tea. I don't know why. It's like Sunday. It's like my voice is like, you
season's
know what?
changing, Father.
I'm taking
You
the
had
night
to
off.
watch the Saints versus the Falcons, and that's why you lost your voice.
Dude, stop. Don't bring them up. Look, if you're on your way out here, stop on over here at Game On Social Hub right here at the old Circuit City on Roosevelt and Veterans right here, right between David Drive and Williams. So get off at Williams, take a left on
Come on
Vets,
down. We're
boom.
going to be here for like another hour and a half.
An hour and a half, and we've got gift cards from Go For Games. We got Pokemon cards from Pokenola. We got video arcade games from Go Game On Social Hub, and we're gonna play a game of Family Feud tonight. We're gonna do
oh,
that in the
fun.
second hour, and we still have two guests. And I believe currently on his way is maybe the roving reporter David Ford.
The BBC reporter?
I received an email from the BBC stating that he is in no way a member of the BBC, and if he does show up here, alert the authorities. I'm not doing that because I believe him. He's
believe
a
him.
stand-up individual.
I believe, you know what? The BBC is looking into that.
And he adds content to the show every week, and I appreciate the fact that he adds content
Yes,
every
he
week.
does.
I appreciate that. All right, this is the Weekend Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO comes from the Mortgage Gumbo Studios.
Your locally trusted home loan lender. Mortgage Gumbo, Dad Cam.
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Go For Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Go For Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got game.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Grigri. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Grigri, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGrigri.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Grigri, where the potions in the programming and the magic's in the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
Just before midnight on Saturday, February 19th, 2005, Danielle Imbo and her friend Richard Petrone left a crowded Philadelphia bar. The two 30-somethings planned to walk to Richard's truck and drive home, but they never made it.
It does not make sense. It's like they literally vanished.
The two were never seen again.
Not just them, but the truck disappeared into the ether.
Was it an accident, or were they murdered?
No one had a motive to kill them.
Those same questions frustrated law enforcement. The FBI called it murder for hire.
Who killed these two individuals and how did they get rid of them?
Both of them weren't the target. One of them was the target. The other one was wrong place, wrong time.
But which victim was the intended target and why?
It was definitely murder for hire for Danielle, not for Richard.
You're right, it could be. But it also could be something your son did too.
No one was looking to kill Richard. No one.
He's your son. And in your eyes, he's innocent. But in my eyes, he's just some guy my sister was with.
Fingers were pointed, allegations were made, and lines were drawn.
That drove the wedge between the families.
What happened to Danielle and Richard?
I think that whatever happened to my dad and Danielle was planned and orchestrated and thought out.
I'm Andrea Gunning. In this series, I dig into my own investigation to find answers for the families and get justice for Richard and Danielle.
I just want some peace for my sister's soul, and I want some peace for my mama.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Welcome back to the Weekend Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at the Weekend Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to the Weekend Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your Steve Squared along with
DJ.
Hey, that's Scungy. All right, so before we jump right back into everything again, I want to strongly urge people to check out the Facebook page where we're streaming live right now. The Weekend Geek Radio Show where we're streaming live, and I'm pasty white apparently.
Not anymore. We
Light
fixed
the
it. We
beacons
fixed
of
that.
Gundor.
Yeah.
Hey, good deal. I am really pasty white in person. It's just the camera made me look like Casper. But also follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio. The Instagrams are the Weekend Geek, and whenever occasionally I publish a podcast, you can check it out on iHeartRadio app. But we're streaming live there as well. DJ, where else are we on?
So we are also on streaming live on our Twitch channel at @twig_radio. Make sure to get that underscore in there.
Underscore
And for
radio.
on our YouTube as well, we're live at Twig Radio. Remember the little at sign. But on our YouTube, the videos and podcasts will automatically be uploaded if this dummy forgets it. So, you know.
I forget it on purpose. I'm just,
Oh, it's now just a thing.
full
Yeah.
disclosure. Yeah,
YouTube, y'all.
I'm gonna eventually do it. I mean, really, I should, but
Yeah.
sometimes I don't. But yeah, so hey, before we jump back into it, we want to thank our sponsors, Go For Games, Game On Social Hub, for having us out here where we're live right here. What is the actual address? Do you know?
No.
I love giving
Well,
spongy
see,
pop
at this
quiz.
point in society, you don't need the address. You just
I
look it
know,
up on
right?
your
And
phone.
look at yeah,
2421 Veterans Boulevard,
Yeah.
Chandler,
Wow.
Louisiana.
right.
And if
So-
you haven't already, come on up and get yourself a raffle ticket.
See, okay. And what is the raffle ticket good for?
We're giving away Game On arcade cards. We're giving away Pokemon cards from Pokenola, and we're giving away gift certificates to Go For Games. All of these places locally owned and operated.
And for how much
Yes.
money?
$20 for the arcade cards, and I believe the $25.
I meant how
for
much to
Macalicious.
sign up for the raffle?
How much to sign up for the raffle?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
absolutely free. So if
Wow.
you haven't got a ticket, we see you over there playing those games. Come on over here and get yourself a raffle ticket. We're giving away prizes at 8 and also at 9. And if you want, you can get involved in Family Feud because these two chuckleheads don't know anything, and you will carry him across the finish line, whomever you get paired up with.
They're gonna drag me across.
And you'll win a Go For Games gift certificate.
Hey, not bad.
Yes. All right. So before we get to our guest who is going to be in next break, who's going to be Kent Heckenlively, New York Times bestselling author. His new book, Catastrophic Disclosure, is out now. And of course, Amazon's got Black Friday sales going on like nuts. So
Oh, yeah, it's
so don't go to
ridiculous.
Barnes and Nobles. Go to Amazon. I don't know. Shop local. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a terrible
opposite,
segue.
yeah.
Yeah, that it was terrible.
Yes. So, cover for me. All right.
Okay, anyway.
All right. So I had something I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh my God.
I mean, earlier we were talking about that the comic that just got
Oh.
sold.
Yeah. That wasn't it, but sure, we can talk about
We'll
it.
talk about that. I think it's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Okay.
So the pristine first edition copy of Superman #1 was randomly found in some dude's attic and then sold for an auction for $9.12 million.
Well, was it Superman number or was it Action
It
Comics?
was Superman
No, it
#1.
was Superman.
So
number
not
one,
Action Comics,
Not
no.
Action Comics.
Okay.
I'm
Superman.
not sure if a pristine Action Comics even exists. I
Yeah.
don't know too much about that, but it just makes me wonder how many other just Grail comics are just sitting somewhere in somebody's house, just chilling. It's like
No,
casual 9 million in my closet.
Imagine how much money has been just destroyed by an angry parent at their child, just going, "You're going to read these again," and ripped up
Ripped.
comic books
Yeah, right.
in front of them. Oh my God, it makes me want to cry thinking
Well,
about
so
it.
so my father had a whole bunch of Walt Disney comic books and all that kind of stuff, and he had a first appearance of Animal Man. And I know, right? But but what's also funny, he was kind of a science nerd too, so he's got the Metal Men and then Element Man and stuff like that, who appeared in the Superman movie. So I don't know. I had Suicide Squad 1, the original run, and when the Suicide Squad, that first movie came out, like before it came out, everybody's taking those comics out of the dollar bin and selling them for like $200.
Yeah.
Then the movie comes out and they're like, back to the
Back to the dollar
back
bin.
to the dollar bin with you.
And then the James Gunn came out, and it's like, all right, go to the $10 bin.
Yeah, $10
All right, well, we can't put you way up high again anymore.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. So
Yeah, unfortunately, I lost a lot of mine in Katrina, and it's just so hard to go back to collecting once you've lost a collection.
It is.
know?
Now I remember what I wanted to talk
All
about.
right,
we were
go
talking
for
about
it.
it during the break. Stranger Things. Stranger
Oh
Things.
yeah.
So it comes out this Thursday, the first of the 3 parts that are going to be dropped during Thanksgiving,
yeah.
then Christmas, and then New Year's. And New Year's might even have a theatrical release or whatever. So I'm rewatching last season right now. So I'm down to the finale of season 4. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And each one was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I
So
remember that, yeah.
I'd forgotten because Dude, it's been 4.5, almost 5 years, I guess. I don't even know how long anymore. It's been forever and a day.
Yeah.
So I went back and watched it, and it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember, like, how did that happen? Then like, oh yeah, you were saying you're just gonna watch a recap.
I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of time
Yeah.
invested, but I'm an insomniac, so I just basically it's like, oh, it's 3 in the morning, I'll just watch some more Stranger
Yeah,
Yeah.
Things,
watch more. Yeah.
whatever.
Also,
But
I wonder how the actors feel about that though. Like if they have
that
to
I'm
do the same.
watching it
No,
at three
no,
in the morning,
that
I don't think they
they
care.
might have to watch at 3 in the morning to remind themselves.
Remind
Oh wait,
yourself,
what did
what
my
did I
character do last
What
season?
did I do? What was my
'Cause they've
motivation?
this show has been going on for how long? Like they were what?
10 years almost.
Yeah, they were like 13 when they first started. Now they're just like 20.
And it's funny,
Yeah, like Billy Bobby Brown has a child of her own now.
right?
Whoa.
That is kind of insane too, because like I'm rewatching it again, and then so they had to do this time jump. Remember when she went back in and she lost her superhero powers,
Yeah.
and then she was revisiting the
Vecna when
with the Hawkins facility
lab,
with
yeah.
all the other kids. Well, she almost really does kind of the same, but they pulled like a Lord of the Rings thing where they shrunk her down.
Kind of
She looks at herself
perspective.
in the mirror, and there's this tiny little version of her, and Victor's looking down at her, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." It was so stupid. So finally, they were just like, "Ah, screw it, just have her tall, whatever." It's all taking place in her mind. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be realistic.
What I think is funny about this release date is basically Netflix and Stranger Things are saying, to hell with your family. Don't spend time with them. Binge this stuff on
They
Thanksgiving.
always say that.
Yeah.
They always
But
say
now
that.
they're forcing you
Now
to.
they're
Now they're just
forcing
like
you
if
to
you don't
because-
watch it on Thanksgiving, you're gonna find out everything that you didn't want
Yeah.
to know on the internet. So
Yep.
there you go.
Okay, so here's the options, DJ.
Okay.
On Thanksgiving Day, after we are done eating, your options are we can watch football, we can watch Stranger Things, or we can sit around with your grandparents and the extended family and just talk about what you're doing in college and everything you do with your
So-
friends on the
So
weekends,
I'm gonna pick
and maybe some
football
politics and maybe some I don't know, some whatever.
So
you want.
here's my plan. I'm gonna say
Boring
football.
adult stuff.
I'm gonna say football until I pass out on the couch.
Yeah,
In which
football
case,
and
Stranger
food
Things
coma.
is nothing to me. So there you go. There's my answer.
Oh my God! Well, I'm gonna probably do the same thing, but when I get home after
Yeah.
we leave your grandmother's, I'm putting Stranger Things on because I
Yeah.
ain't got to work on Friday.
Oh, there
I
you go.
actually have a day off. I got 2 days off.
Look at you.
I know
Oh,
I don't get days
congrats.
off.
I'm doing food coma, then Stranger Things.
A food coma, then Stranger Things. All right, so yeah, I mean, because look, I kind of really wanted you to rewatch it again, Scungy, because
I
I want you to start crying and blathering like a little baby when your boy gets killed.
You don't have
playing
to watch it.
Master of Puppets.
You don't have to. All right, it's still fresh in my mind. It's still too soon. All right.
I don't like this, Chris.
Stop.
I don't like.
I don't like this.
When you
I
played
don't
that
like
for
this.
me, I don't like you. I
I
really
couldn't-
don't like you.
I was going to play it again, but I couldn't find it. I
Good.
actively
Oh,
sought
thank
it
the
out.
gods.
I was looking
Good.
for it, and I
Good.
just could
Eddie,
not
look,
find it.
justice for Eddie. That's all I have to say.
Justice
all right.
for Eddie.
Because now I'm like really interested because everybody thinks he's like this guy who started all this and he was the killer and everything, and nobody, only person that knows the truth is Dustin and well the group, and Dustin at least told his uncle that he was a good guy, and oh God, it makes me so angry.
Just ice for Eddie because he's dead, so you got to put him on ice. So
But I'm
just
saying,
ice.
but I'm
Just
saying,
ice for Eddie. When
I don't
we
like
come
you
back,
at
we've
all.
got Kent Heckenlively joining the show to talk about his new book, Catastrophic Disclosure. Are aliens real?
Yes,
I'd like to think so,
yes, they are.
but it always seems the wackiest people come to tell us about the aliens that do exist. It's always these untrustworthy people.
Aliens are real. How else would you explain Christoph Waltz?
He's from the Netherlands.
Weird.
Yeah, he's from the Netherlands.
that's basically alien.
That's basically
Yeah.
it.
Basically extraterrestrial. Yeah.
They like have an economy that works and like
Yeah.
they work
That's
4
exactly.
days a week. It's kind of
Aliens.
crazy. Aliens. Right? They're lizard people. All right, this is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. Hey, Louisiana sports fans, heads up. Right now, lawmakers in Baton Rouge are running a trick play. They're trying to push through a tax hike that hits sports fans and local businesses. That's right, they want to make sports betting more expensive for you and your fellow sports fans. So time out. Tell your representatives no to a tax hike on Louisiana sports fans. Visit betonla.org. Paid for by the Sports Betting Alliance.
Gumbo Nation, you did it again. Thank you. 10 plus years on air, Mortgage Gumbo Dadcam has grown because of your trust in me as your local preferred lender with all your home loan needs. My recent recognition as a national top lender is awesome, but being your local lender is what matters to me and why I'm so thankful. I promise to continue to earn your trust in making your needs my priority. Visit MortgageGumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
If you've been listening to Winning at Life for a while now, you probably already know that estate planning is more than just a will. You may need a trust. You definitely need both of your powers of attorney. So what's your plan? Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard, an estate planning attorney at offices in Metairie. Listen, don't leave your loved ones in a bind. Call me, and we'll make you a plan or update your existing plan. Find me at wjblanchardlaw.com.
Make WRNO your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app, powered by Dudley DeVosher, official injury lawyers of the New Orleans Saints. Call 444-4444.
That's 444-4444.
Non-attorney spokesperson Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
Friends, it is I, Starfire of Tamaran, here to tell you you are listening to the Weekend Geek on the radio. This is radio, yes?
Welcome back into the Weekend Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared. Let's go to the guest line. A new book out now. Kent Heckenlively joins us to talk about his new book, Catastrophic Disclosure, Deep State. Wait, I want to make sure I get this right. Deep State, Aliens, and the Truth. Kent, how you doing today? Talk to me about your book, buddy.
I'm doing great, David.
All right, so what's going on with the book, man? So first off, what the hell is the Deep State?
Well, depends who you talk to. It can be the intelligence agencies. It can be the bureaucratic state. Everybody seems like they got a little different definition of it. But a little bit about me. This is my 20th book, and it's the first time I've taken a walk on the wild side and done anything paranormal. My books are usually corruption in medicine, corruption in science, corruption in big tech, corruption in big media.
Medical? Was it medical too?
Yeah. My last book was Twilight of the Shadow Government, written with a former CIA officer with a deep dive into the CIA. But in 2023, in the summer, there was a series of remarkable hearings in Congress with people like David Grush, Ryan Graves, David Fravor, and that just fascinated me because my previous books had often touched upon Congress, and I was well aware of the fact that in order to appear in front of Congress, you are pretty thoroughly vetted. So I was thinking, why is Congress letting these people talk, saying these crazy things? And so I was fortunate enough to have a good friend in the UFO community, a guy named Michael Mazzola, who's probably one of the leading UFO documentary filmmakers. And so I called him up and I said, Michael, what the heck is going on with these hearings? They're saying wild things about, the government has recovered these things, and military pilots are seeing these things on sensors visually. They're harassing our ships at sea. And he goes, well, Ken, what's happening is the spooks behind the scenes are saying that they want to have controlled disclosure. And what they fear is catastrophic disclosure.
Right.
Now, as a writer, that's just a delicious combination of words.
It pops. It definitely
and I
pops.
said, oh my God, that is a thread I have to pull. So usually it takes me 3 to 4 months to write a book. This took me 2 years because I really wanted to do a deep dive on it, talk to the leading figures in the field, the skeptics as well as the believers. And so hopefully this is, with Michael as my co-author, I kind of jokingly say this is like an X-Files book, and I'm Dana Scully, and he's Fox Mulder. So hopefully that's a combination that people like.
Well, so all right. So one of the things is that throughout the book, you're talking about the credibility of some of these witnesses, but also I guess the intelligence agencies, but also the Department of Defense, but also the munitions manufacturers, the what do you call it? The big military. What's the word I'm looking for, Kent? The military
The defense,
machine.
defense contractors.
Yeah, the defense contractors. So, like, who do you believe in all this? And if what is going on? Because like in some of the probe things, like some of those the USS Nimitz, where it they were buzzed by some of these things. There's maybe it was the industrial complex that owns these, not aliens.
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I do is I kind of try to assess credibility. Like one of the people who I think is an underappreciated figure in UFO history is a guy named Colonel Philip Corso, which when you look at his record, he was a military man in World War II. He ended up serving for many years Senator Strom Thurmond on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and so in the later part of his life, he published this book called The Day After Roswell, in which he details how in early 1960 he came to work for the Office of Foreign Technology for our government, which is where they hid all the alien stuff, and he got and he got the Roswell stuff. It's all about how you define things, right, David?
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
and so his book, the Day After Roswell, was really interesting, and then he got a really nice relationship with a woman named Paula Harris, and published further books, and I got to interview her, and the question was, um, how was the government responding? And so one of the things that Corso had said is that in the 60s, a lot of the military people were concerned that our intelligence agencies were penetrated by communist agents.
Okay.
So what they did was, with the UFO material, they handed it off to our military contractors because they trusted the military contractors more than they did the intelligence agencies. And I thought, wow,
Well,
that's an interesting explanation.
So what about Werner von Braun and his saying that it was going to be drones and then aliens, and we're talking Werner von Braun, the Nazi scientist who helped get us to the moon, but also the lady who was kind of like he passed the torch to. So who is it that you believe? Talk a little bit about that one, man.
Yeah, what's interesting, really interesting about Werner von Braun is that there is the crazy story from Carol Rosin, who was his former spokesperson, which was Werner von Braun didn't believe that the aliens were a threat, but they would be used as a threat, and his claim was that, okay, there's always got to be a threat. There's always got to be something we're scared
Okay.
of. First it's the Russians, then it's going to be terrorists, then it's going to be asteroids, and finally it's going to be aliens. And I thought, okay, well, that's sort of interesting. And so I've got the Carol Rosin story, but then you go to Gordo Cooper, the Mercury astronaut, and he talks about working with von Braun and the things that von Braun would tell him. So I think there are like three or four stories that I have from different people that involve Werner von Braun, and so it's kind of interesting to be like, wow, why does Werner von Braun keep showing up in all these stories?
Well, I don't know. I guess in the book it even says like he lived through Hitler and he didn't want to see the same crap happen here in America. We're visiting with Kent Heckenlively. His new book, Catastrophic Disclosure, is out now. Kent, we got about a minute and a half or so. So what's the big takeaway? What did your discoveries and investigation lead you to?
Well, I think the most fascinating part of the book is the last part, where we do a deep dive into the Peruvian alien mummies.
The three
Now,
finger dudes. Yeah,
yeah, the tridactyls. And what's interesting about that is I do extensive interviews with the scientists in Latin America who are studying these bodies, and what they say is, we can't exactly tell you what they are, but we can tell you that they appear to have been alive over 1,700 years ago. They are three fingered three-toed creatures. Some DNA testing has been done. It shows that they have about 70% earthly DNA, but in that 70%, it's an interesting mix because these bodies discovered in Peru, the human DNA is from Southeast Asia, and then it's mixed with chimpanzee DNA, two different species, the normal chimpanzee and the so-called pygmy chimpanzee, and 30% of the DNA is not found in life on Earth. And so you think, okay, if aliens come here, what's the likelihood that, their world would be exactly the size of our world? Well, gee, maybe they need to create the beings that can work on this planet. And that's kind of a terrifying thing because who was doing genetic manipulation 1700 years ago? So,
Dr.
luckily for
Moreau.
me,
Dr. Moreau was that guy.
yeah. Personally, what I think is the alien mummy story is the most interesting one because those are bodies that are in various institutions, University of Mexico, University of Peru, and Ica. And you can look at the CAT scans and X-rays in our book and come to your own conclusions.
That is Kent Heckin Lively Catastrophic Disclosure out now. Go grab a copy. Kent, thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much. And I appreciate it. And I forgot to say, you're a New York Times bestselling author. So you got a lot of street cred here, buddy.
Thanks a lot, David.
All right. So we need to go down to Peru and find the little Incan baby mummy aliens.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. All right, so we got about a minute and a half before we go to the top of the hour break. Oh no, we actually got 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So look, grab your raffle tickets right now. If you got into the raffle, we're going to give away a couple of prizes right now. So the raffle tickets. So look, get out here. We're live at Game On Social Hub in Kenner, the old Circuit City. Dean, come draw one real quick.
So anybody in the Game On Social Hub, attention, if you have a raffle ticket,
read the last four numbers.
Up to the booth
today, pull one,
and
please.
have your tickets
Jesus
ready
Christ,
because
pull
we're
one.
going to be
Read the last four
winners.
Last four. All right, hand it to Scungy. Read the last four.
The last four on the ticket.
Oh my
566. Ticket 566.
Ticket 560. Oh, I forgot to turn the mics on the radio, so everybody's like been going, where's the show?
Oh my God.
Where's the show? We're live at Game On Social Hub.
All right.
We're giving away prizes for the raffle. Look,
where'd you go?
He's got his phone. As soon as he walks away, he pulls his phone out.
Give me another one.
Jesus, worst
Hey,
Christmas
Dad,
present
I remember
ever.
being 12. I remember being 12.
567.
567.
567.
567. You got it? No.
Yeah, 567.
567. 567 going once. What if we just gonna? Oh, there we go. There we got a winner.
567. What the? There you go.
There you go. All
You
right.
got another one.
All right.
All right. So
we got about 30 seconds.
All right.
All right. So whatever. So I'm gonna play some music while we get out of here.
While we get out of here. And hey, you still have time. Come on down. We're going to be doing more drawings. Everybody on the radio, come on down.
Yeah, we're live here at Game On Social Hub out here in Kenner. Come down and get involved in the raffle tickets. We got
554.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this is the Weekend Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
A fast-traveling storm has already spread heavy rain with embedded thunderstorms into Arizona and quickly moving into New Mexico. This will begin to interact with moist air returning from the Gulf to fuel widespread showers and thunderstorms ahead of an eastward-moving cold front. More thunderstorms will bring a threat of flash flooding from Texas Hill Country to south-central Oklahoma today into tonight. The heavy rain and severe weather threats are forecast to push farther east across Arkansas and Texas toward the lower Mississippi Valley. Across the Pacific Northwest, the arrival of a frontal system will be accompanied with a round of light to moderate rainfall spreading further inland from the coast today, and the southeast as well as much of the rest of the eastern and central U.S. will continue to see above average conditions for late November. Cooler conditions are expected later this week. And that's a look at your national forecast. I'm Jim Forbes.
WRNO FM, New Orleans, #1 on your presets, in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Progress toward peace in Ukraine. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been meeting with Ukrainian officials in Geneva after the U.S. came up with a plan to end the war in Russia.
This continues to be a working process. I don't want to declare victory or finality here. There's still some work to be done. We are much further ahead today at this time than we were when we began this morning and where we were a week ago for certain.
Fox's Trey Yingst has more on the peace talks.
These conversations will include officials from the United States, Ukraine, and a variety of European countries that are rallying behind Kyiv. Zelensky spoke about the negotiations and a 28-point peace plan that has circulated in recent days.
Our representatives know how to protect Ukrainian national interests and exactly what is needed to prevent Russia from carrying out a third invasion.
Zelensky did not go into details about the plan that would require Ukraine to give up more territory and limit the size of their military.
After today's talks, Ukraine and the U.S. agreed to continue intensive work on joint proposals, both sides describing today's session as highly productive. Lithuania's Vilnius airport says it temporarily halted operations due to balloons moving toward the airspace, diverting some incoming flights to other cities. European aviation has repeatedly been thrown into chaos in recent months by drone sightings and incursions, including at airports in Copenhagen and Brussels. The Vilnius closure was Lithuania's 9th since early October. Tens of millions are driving to their Thanksgiving destinations, and analyst Trilby Lundberg tells us they'll pay more for gas.
Gasoline prices moved up 4 cents per gallon in the past 2 weeks. The average is now $3.16 for regular.
But prices are still near their lowest level since the COVID-19 pandemic. America is listening to Fox News.
Wishing the holidays could come early? If you own or manage a business, they can. With help from iHeartRadio. People are already shopping for their loved ones and hunting for deals wherever they can find them, including right here. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to podcasts. They could be listening to you. Don't wait for everyone else to kick off the holidays. Get your best season of the year up and running today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Home to the Rachel Maddow Show. Morning Joe, The Briefing with Jen Psaki, and more voices you know and trust. MS Now is your source for news, opinion, and the world. Learn more at ms.now.
Hello, Gumbo Nation. This is Dwayne Stein with Mortgage Gumbo. Are you ready to get off the sideline to purchase your first home, but thinking, what the, who the, how the? Well, I'm your guy. As your local home loan lender, Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam has been guiding clients just like you. Buying a home can be scary, but the process shouldn't be. Just ask my thousands of clients. Let me earn your trust today. Visit MortgageGumbo.com.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
Join the Mental Health Coalition in creating a culture where vulnerability is strength, empathy is intuitive, and stigma is a thing of the past. Everyone has mental health. It's time to #take it personally. Create spaces where everyone feels welcome. Spread good vibes through random acts of kindness. And share mental health resources like you share memes. Tag @MentalHealthCoalition in a video or leave a comment with a tip about how you #take it personally. For more information, visit thementalhealthcoalition.org.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at lifelock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Celebrate the season with the very best Christmas music ever made with iHeart Christmas. All your favorites 100% commercial free. Just open the app and search Holiday to find iHeart Christmas. Plus other holiday stations and playlists to put you in a merry mood. Open the app and search Holiday to start listening.
It's your time. Going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek with David D. Squared, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here's D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your Steve Squared along with
DJ.
Hey, it's Scutchy. And we are live here out at Game On Social Hub in Kenner at the old Circuit City. And look, come on by. We just did a round of prizes, Scungy.
Yes, we did. We just gave away gift cards, gave away gift certificates, and we gave away a couple of Pokemon cards.
Dude, and it was great. A kid won, and he's all like, "Yeah, score!" This is why we're in the business.
That's why.
I feel bad for the kids these days because the only Pokemon they can get is the $200 ultimate pack from scalpers these days. They can't get the.
Right.
I feel so good giving away the little simple 3-pack of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I'm like, here you go, man.
Right,
Get some packs like I did when I was a kid because I know that you can't right now.
So, but if you can't get out here and get involved in the raffle, you can come out to Game On Social Hub, and they've got a lot of Pokemon cards in the video games and the arcade over there, man. And then they got them in the prize room too.
Yes,
you get
they
enough
do.
tickets. I'm just gonna say, look, play Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz is where it's at, man. That is just like you get all those little tokens and little cards. You rack up some tickets, or bowling, right?
Or bowling.
Yeah,
Or they have the bucket game, which if you get that
The bucket
jackpot,
game,
if
yeah.
you know the algorithm for the jackpot, it's easy to win.
algorithm.
The
Yeah,
algorithm,
groups
yeah.
of 4.
Yeah,
Or
groups of 4,
Groups
yes.
of
Groups of
4. That's
4.
the algorithm. Groups of 4. But also we got gift cards from Go For Games at Mac over there, and also Pokenola and Game On.
Which
It's all-
Pokenola actually supplies all the Pokemon cards that you can win here.
and what are all of these businesses have in common? What do
They
all
are
these
all locally owned and operated.
family
So you're-
owned
you're
and
helping
operated?
out your fellow your neighbor.
Your neighbor,
Yeah.
Your
brah.
neighbor, brah.
Your neighbor, brah. All right. So look, let me lay out this hour of the show. Last hour we had Kent Heckin Lively. This hour we got Dan Farah, director of Age of Disclosure, which is now streaming on Amazon Prime. I didn't check to see how much it was. Check on your phone. I can't remember how much it was, but it did a little short run in New York and L.A. and in D.C. so that it could be in the run for Oscar nominations.
Whoa.
That's saying a lot. I mean, the dude's got big brass cojones. All right,
yeah.
so I'll give him that. Whether I agree with him or not is a completely different
We'll
story.
find out in the interview.
Well, man, $20 to rent it.
Well, that's about going
Because I
rate.
guess
Well, I
it's
think
brand new.
Yeah, it just came out.
You know,
Yeah,
it
that
just
makes
came
sense.
out. You know, so
You could just buy it for $24.
what you do is you go ahead and watch it, and then you regale your family about it this Thanksgiving, and you tell your family how much you believe in
Whoa.
aliens and how Russia and China are in a tech war with America right now, and we need to get in front of this thing, man. We got to make sure that we don't let those commie SOBs, win in the alien tech war.
You know what? We're going to get a committee on that real soon.
Yes, we're gonna have a hearing.
We're going to have a hearing on that.
But they already did have the hearing, and that's the thing. So I don't know. I tell the guy at the very end, I shouldn't give away the punchline, but it's a pretty damn funny punchline. I said, well, look, man, I got a feeling that the reason you had this big, huge thing in LA and New York and DC, he's got the expose about aliens exist. And then they release the Epstein files.
Boom.
It's a cover up.
It's a cover up. It's because the alien story is true. That's why they released the Epstein files. So now you know the truth.
There's layers to this. Wow. I'm like
truth
thinking about this.
Oh my God. Onions have layers, and so does this.
Yes.
Yeah, so does my
exactly.
father.
All right. So,
God.
all right. Now, also in the wings, I've got the authorities on speed dial, but BBC reporter David Ford is in the building.
He is in the building.
He is in the building.
So we're keeping that on the down low, so they
I don't know. We're talking on the radio and on the intercom in here, so I think people know we just kind of like golf reporters right now.
Oops.
So David Ford
Look,
takes to the
I think
tee.
the
He
people will
pulls out
defend.
his
The
driver.
people defend him.
Yeah, I think the people will defend it. This is a it's the people's man.
The people.
It's
That's
what I'm
they're
saying.
doing. Man,
That's exactly what I'm
the
gonna do here.
defender of the common man. That's what he does. He's the defender of the little man, trying to make sure that we don't get steamrolled by big government.
Exactly.
That's what's going on. So we'll talk with David Ford. And rumor is he's got his lovely wife with him too.
Oh wow!
I know. So
I remember the cameo.
it's interesting, right? Because like all of a sudden, like the David Ford report started having like cameos and
New lore.
yeah, right. There's a whole
New
lore.
mythos.
The mythos. David Ford. This is great. All right, so we'll do all that as well. All right, let's jump back into some quick topics too. Zelda. Look, what's going on with Zelda? The Legend of Zelda movie reveals Link and Zelda's costumes, and they're perfect
So, yeah,
according to this news article.
They have these dudes in
Was it like
Zealand.
Nerdist? Is it Nerdist? They're always like they suck. Nerdist.
No, they have these two creepers in New Zealand, like hiding in the woods.
Oh, I know
like
exactly what video you're talking
they're
about.
like
yeah.
zooming in on them, filming and everything. Like we're watching The Legend of Zelda being filmed right now.
Crikey! Hey, tackle Zelda, eh?
Yeah,
You
but
know,
they did also release official pictures of Link
Yes.
and Zelda,
Oh,
individual
so
like stills of
Do
them.
they look good?
I'd say yes, surprisingly,
it's
yeah,
it is very Breath of the Wild,
but not too Breath of the
art
Wild. Link's
style.
still in his
It-
green, which is
But
good.
not too breathy.
but it just it feels like that kind of art design. But Link still being the green, and they showed one of the actresses that's going to be helping out Zelda. I can never remember her name, but
Princess
she was
Fluffer. No, is that not it?
she was the lady. She played in Agents of Shield, Agents of Shield.
Yes.
She was the mother
Clark
of
Gregg, who's
yeah,
going to be on the
that's
show
right,
next week. Clark Gregg.
She was the mother
Agent
of
Coulson. Coulson lives.
Sky, whatever her name was. The
Princess Fluffer.
yes,
Yes.
But she's a great actress, and showed up, and I didn't even know she was going to be in it. And but because they really haven't released any of the cast other
Yeah,
than the
main two.
and they're unknowns.
So a lot of this movie is
Chris Pratt is
under
in it.
wraps.
Chris
No,
Pratt is
Chris
not.
Pratt
Is
is
Chris
not in it.
Pratt voicing anyone in this movie?
No,
I'm gonna say this. This might be a hot take. I am more excited for this just based off of these two pictures than I am for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I think that's saying a lot.
Bold words.
her name is Deshen Lachman.
Yeah, that clears
Yeah.
it right up.
She was also in
Awesome.
Severance, so she's popular in Severance.
That's on Apple Plus. That's
on
a
it.
streaming service I don't
You
have.
just gotta know to know, Dad. Sometimes you don't know, but you just gotta know to know.
gotta
Sometimes
know
you don't know.
Okay, I
That's
don't
okay,
know.
and
I
that's
don't know.
okay.
All right, you know what I do know is that there's a new Stargate series coming
my
to Prime.
God.
So now this is what's interesting. It's by the original people who did the first movie. It's also by the guy who did like Stargate Atlantis and a lot of these other shows. And so it's going to be something completely new and different. So I don't know if it's going to be a reboot or not. The details are still a little sketchy on it, but the people that they have attached to it to bring it back gives me hope. It gives me hope because look, if you can't solve it in 45 minutes, just use C4. That's the motto of Stargate.
That is
Just pack the C4 and you will win.
well, Dean Anderson.
Yeah, MacGyver.
Yeah, MacGyver. Yeah, that's basically what he did. But it's strangely enough, the guys who created the movie did not have anything to do with SG-1.
That you know what? That doesn't surprise me. But I mean, here's the thing, though. All right, look, I loved SG-1.
Oh, it's one of my
SG-1
top 10 shows.
is so good, and they had what like 14. I don't even know how many seasons
There was
they
at
had.
least 7 or 8.
It was a lot. It was a boatload. It got a little wacky towards the end. They were kind of like, all right, how do we increase the odds?
Yeah.
But like the first 5 seasons
Oh,
really was like
God.
historical lore, DJ. Like if you haven't seen Stargate, SG-1, basically what they do is because like in Stargate, you've seen Stargate?
No.
Oh my God, you got to watch Stargate.
failed.
Dean's watched Stargate with me. We got time. Okay, geez, good idea. Look at Dean being the producer. Oh shoot! All right, we're gonna run along this segment. But here's the deal. Basically, the Egyptians were gods, and the pyramids were actually landing sites for them to put their giant triangular pyramid shaped
I
ships on,
see now.
and they were high tech, and so but humans were actually used as like what do you call them?
Host
Host bodies.
bodies.
Host bodies for
Slaves
these
and host bodies.
slaves and host bodies as parasites for the Goa'uld, and they had this huge, rich history. But so all these other Goa'ulds, these host aliens, they were all different Egyptian gods. Well, then you find out that they had other gods that were like Norse gods, and then they had these other gods, and then it turns out some of the Norse gods are little gray men. Oh, dude,
The
it was
Greys are the Asgardians.
the Asgardians. Oh, dude, like, and so each episode, like, they're exploring new planets. So there's always either a monster of the week, a problem of the week, but also kind of like any good show. There's the overarching theme, and then each show, has its own little thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable at laying out their own mythology and the background and how the stakes are so high. It was great, dude. It was such a great series.
I will
It
say,
really
great
was.
pitch, great pitch.
All
I'm
right.
interested to go watch it.
I highly, you know what? And it's something that if I suggest watching the movie, but you really don't even need to watch the movie to jump into the series to start the series. In my opinion, they do a good enough job in the first episode explaining basically what happened in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right. So look, when we come back, we are going to hear from Dan Farah, who is the producer and director of The Age of Disclosure. I don't hear the music. I got to turn it up.
I hear it.
There
I
it is.
do.
All right.
Here's death.
We've
known this.
DJing, has lost my hearing.
DJ Dead Air.
All right, we are live at Game On Social Hub out here in Kenner, the old Circuit City. Come on by hey, everybody in the building right now, if you have not gotten a ticket for the raffle, come on up over here. We're over here by the restaurant and the axe throwing. Get yourself a ticket and get involved in the prizes. We got gift cards for the arcade here at Game On, Go 4 Games, and Pokinola's got some Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards.
For you or the kids, or if you don't like your kids, I get it. Yeah, I keep it for yourself. That's what I would do.
I think they're valuable now.
Both
Yes,
my
they
kids
are.
are here, and I look at them, and I do not like them.
You do a wonderful job as a parent, sir.
I do, and they don't love me either. It's wonderful. All right, so we are here till 9 o'clock. I think we're gonna shelve Family Feud tonight because we have
next time.
We have a very special guest in the house, so we're gonna hear from our new guest, Dan Farah, and then we'll talk to BBC for. Oh wait.
Oh no, not this one again.
Yeah.
Not this song again.
Yeah. Yeah, you know you like it. All right. We went really long in this segment. This is the Week of Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
This is a ferocious hurricane.
Better prepare. It is important that we are prepared.
Generators ready. Batteries.
Candles.
All our prescriptions are filled.
Plenty of water.
Flashlights.
As you prepare for hurricane season,
We got food.
Radio.
take this moment to download our free iHeartRadio app for all your devices.
Now's the time to do it.
Because if the power goes out,
Keep that line of communication open.
it's your direct link to information.
We must be ready.
Operation Stormwatch from News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Here's some things you probably don't know about Dudley DeBosier. My favorite way to relax is sitting down with a good book.
Me? I have 4 kids. I haven't relaxed in 20 years.
But despite our differences, there's one important thing we have in common.
We're lawyers who love helping people.
Chad W. Owens, LA24-17010.
Oh, we're gonna be so late for the concert. We should be there by now.
Just need to make a little detour and stop for gas real quick. I know a cheap place down the road.
Are you serious? We're gonna miss the show because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is great. It's a free app that gets you cash back when you buy gas.
Wait, you mean I can get money back just for buying gas? Really?
Yep, and it really works. I've actually made around $200 this year already. Now, pull over so you can download Upside before we miss the concert.
Pulling over. You had me at $200.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code RING to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank or as a gift card. Download Upside and use promo code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Use promo code RING.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
So, Matt, you write a newsletter.
It's called Money Stuff.
People frequently say to me, I enjoy your newsletter, but I'd like to hear you say it into my ear. And I say, that would take a long time. But what we could do instead is I could chat about my newsletter with my good friend Katie.
When it comes to money stuff, you write about a range of topics. What range of topics might we expect in the podcast version?
A smaller range.
Right. We only have 30 minutes.
And in that time, we will talk about weird stories from the world of finance that somehow illuminate or say something interesting about how finance works. Like money stuff.
All the money stuff. Yeah. We will be talking about ETFs, the world of investing. That's what I like to talk about. We'll probably talk about horses and dressage.
Yes.
Fair amount, I would
Horses and
say.
dressage will come up more here than they do in the Money Stuff newsletter. And, we'll talk to people. Maybe we'll have some guests on and we'll answer some reader questions if you have any. I'm Matt Levine, the Money Stuff columnist at Bloomberg Opinion.
And I'm Katie Greifeld. I'm a reporter and an anchor with Bloomberg News.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to the
Starscream here, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Call me Lord.
Welcome back into The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm Yost D Squared. Let's go to the guest line. Tomorrow, November 21st, releasing in theaters in New York, LA, and DC, but also for the plebes on Amazon. Dan Farrar to talk about his new movie, The Age of Disclosure. Dan, how you doing today, buddy?
Great. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. So look, let's jump right into this. It seems like an alien sort of week for me, man, because I just talked to another person who wrote a book about disclosure, and now we've got The Age of Disclosure, the documentary. And to lend credence to what you are also a producer. You had your fingers in Ready Player One. So talk about The Age of Disclosure, my man.
So I interviewed 34 really high-level military, government, and intelligence officials who have direct knowledge of the UAP issue. UAP is the new word for UFOs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. Yeah, and these people shockingly revealed that there's been an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life, and that the United States is in a secret war with adversarial nations like China and Russia to capture and retrieve and reverse engineer this technology of non-human origin. And the people I interviewed were not random wacky people. It ranged from our Secretary of State to senators from both sides of the aisle, to Navy fighter pilots, to CIA officials, to Air Force officials, to a former director of national intelligence and a former Secretary of Defense. Very credible, serious people putting their reputations on the line to speak up and share what they lawfully could.
Now, why did you want to do this? What was the impetus to get this thing on film?
So for me, my interest in this topic goes back to when I was a kid. My childhood was the 80s and early 90s. I grew up on movies like Close Encounters and E.T. and TV shows like X-Files, movies like Fire in the Sky. These movies just piqued my curiosity. That's the pop culture I grew up with. Film and TV has the power of putting thoughts in people's heads, and you know, I was hooked early on this topic and these big questions about whether or not, whether or not we're alone in the universe. Does the U.S. government know more about this topic than the public? And so about 4 years ago, I was doing research on this topic, and I got introduced to a few intelligence officials who worked for the government and dealt with it. And I started to learn that there really is a there there. There's a real situation, and it's taken very seriously behind the scenes, and it's shockingly bipartisan. Leaders from both parties take it so serious. And I was learning this information in private conversations. I said to myself, wow, the average person deserves to hear this. And when I asked these people, how come you never spoke up, go on CNN or Fox or, you name your platform and share what you know? The answer was all the same. They would say, well, we don't want to be out there on our own, out on a limb. We don't want to get subject to ridicule. If you're out there on your own saying extraordinary things, the people who cover this up will attack you. They'll fire people up to call you a liar and hurt your reputation. And I said, well, what if there's a solution to that? What if you were arm in arm with dozens of other credible military government intelligence officials, and you were in a safe platform like a documentary where the filmmaker was telling you, I'm only going to interview people who have direct knowledge of this. I'm not going to intercut you with some knucklehead from, some guy who's going to bring you down, And and the answer across the board was, well, that sounds really interesting. Like that would potentially be the way I would talk up. And so I created the safe space in this film for these 34 people to bravely speak up and share their truth. And they found strength in numbers by being arm in arm with, our Secretary of State and senators and all these other senior people.
So you're not going to have some of these knuckleheads that are crop circle fanatics, because I'm like, oh my god, dude! Like I've watched a couple of those documentaries and interviewed the directors, and I just wanted to throttle them through the phone line. I just like, they drive me insane with some of this stuff because it doesn't make sense. So let's kind of get into it, because you're putting a lot of people's titles out there, but you got Marco Rubio, but also two guys that I find interesting from the AATIP. You got Jay Stratton and Lou Elizondo. Talk about those two guys.
Yes. So Jay Stratton and Lou Elizondo um, are two intelligence officials who worked on this topic for the United States. Um, they both were extremely frustrated